Good morning, everybody. Zeke wants to say hello. Good morning. We have lots of family and friends who, of course, can't come up here because of COVID. So I wanted y'all to be able to see Zeke for a moment. But I had an opportunity just to kind of be honest with his doctors this morning. They have like a meeting where all the doctors and nurses gather together. So there are like 3 doctors, an endocrinologist, 3 nurses. I don't know, it was a group of people. Basically everybody that's taking care of Zeke right now. And it's really cool because it's personally for him. And then they give me an opportunity to ask questions. So it's very helpful to all be on the same page. So to keep us all on the same page, after a night of much needed rest, my mind's a little more clear this morning, and I felt a strong urge for the Lord. The Lord was wanting me to communicate, to be honest, to his doctors and tell them where I'm at. And so I want to share that with all of you, as I know many are praying, and I thank y'all so much for your prayers walking with us through this, because y'all are the hands and feet of Jesus. And he's interceding on our behalf, but he's praying through y'all as you abide in him, and it's beautiful. And we feel that, and so thank you. But something I just wanted to share is that, like, ultimately, they've been able to look back over the past 3 months, and without us realizing it, that his blood sugar has been elevated. It's been in the 300s over the last 3 months, and found out that this morning. Anyways, long story short, what I'm trying to say is that I'm right here in the middle of a place to where I truly believe, I feel the Lord urging me to surrender his pancreas before the throne of grace and to trust his will to be done, not my own. Of course, my own would be for him to touch his pancreas, to heal it, for it to function properly, and, that would be amazing. But for his will to be done. And so I feel a strong urge for us as prayer warriors, and as we're praying, this is a specific request to surrender Zeke's pancreas before the throne of grace. And I absolutely believe he can heal it. One touch, everything, it could function properly, and there could be a miracle, and God would be glorified through that, and it would be beautiful. I'm right here in the middle to where I also see where God could be absolutely glorified, because just what I shared with the doctor, I shared all this with the doctors, to be honest with them, and God's putting so many people in our path that we would have never known. And so he's being glorified right now through it. And for the days to come with Zeke, we're taking it one day at a time. But there's going to be lots of people put in our path. And the point of suffering is for God to be glorified. And so ultimately just wanting his will to be done. He sees, I told the doctors that I've been very weak, and I was so weak last night. I had needed physical sleep, but I felt his power resting on us, and his power made perfect in our weakness. His grace is sufficient. And that I just basically am in a place of kind of like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, where they refused to bow down to Nebuchadnezzar. And they said, if this be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of your hand, O king. They would not bow down to him. Everyone else did, but they would not. But if not, be it known to you, O king, that we will not serve your gods or worship the golden image that you have set up. And I feel like that I'm almost in that position, that we are, that like, that I, as surrendering his pancreas before the throne of grace, I truly believe that he could heal it, and that he could be glorified in that. But I also believe that, that even if not, that he would still be glorified. And he is faithful, he is good, no matter what. He walks with us through the deep waters. He walks with us through the valley of the shadow of death. And that he is faithful no matter what. And so, like, I refuse to bow down to the name of type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is not my king, and I will not bow down to it. It will not become a label put on our son, just as God taught me through my Lyme journey to not let that define me or be a label on me or to bow down to that. Yes, it might be a part of his life, and there might be so many things, and I'm ready to embrace all there is to know about it, if that's God's will for Zeke's life. but not to embrace it in a way that I'm bowing down to it and it defines him, if that makes sense. And so, so ultimately just trusting, just surrendering before the throne of grace and asking for God's will to be done, because he sees what we can't see. I don't know God's will for Zeke's life, but as his mother, I am surrendering him before the Lord, his pancreas for a supernatural healing, or for his life, if type 1 diabetes will be a part of it, then he's faithful to walk with us through it. He goes before us, he walks beside us, he's alive inside of us, and his goodness and his mercy follow us all the days of our life. And so he is good and faithful no matter what. And so I want y'all to join me in praying in that way, surrendering Zeke and his pancreas before the throne of grace and asking for the Lord's will to be done, because he sees what I can't see. And so like his endocrinologist became an endocrinologist because he has type 1 diabetes at age 14. And so God knows Zeke's plans for his life. They're God's plans for Zeke's life, and so they're not mine. And so I'm just surrendering to that, and I ask y'all to stand with me and surrender with me, because we are one body. Jesus is the head, and apart from him, we can do nothing. We are so weak, but he is so strong and so faithful and so good. So good. So tell them goodbye. Say, I love you, everybody. Yeah. Love y'all. Thank you for standing with us. Patient 6.